I can't do that because two reasons. One, I got to get y'all out of 4 and 5, and two, the online class needs to get out of 4 and 5. 4 and 5 to me, I think students should do autopilot on it because it's nothing but. Now, the context of the questions, like most of these questions right here, are probably calculator questions, but the way the directions say it, you think you have to do it by hand. Long division, yes. That's the only thing in 4 and 5 pretty much that you have to do by hand. But anyway, let's get to it. Let me pull up the handy dandy calculator. And I'm going to use TI-83 because it's a whole lot easier to use. And pull up the whiteboard. And then we'll get started. I'm going to cover the homework questions first. This calculator will let me. Okay, there we go. And there's that. And here we go. I'm sending y'all the presentation. Get ready to accept it. There it should be coming. Now, I'm going to tell you, these homework questions, I'm going to tell you, but like I said, most of them are questions that can be done on a calculator, and most of them are test questions. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. Have y'all got it yet?
Hang on. Good.
Click on the little white arrow beside my picture, and that should send it over. There we go. Send it over to the other side. All right, this is 4.1. I got 2 number 8s, so I'm just going to go over one of them. This is number 8. Is it a test question? Yes. Is it a calculator question? Yes. There's going to be 2 or 3 of these on the test for chapter 4 and 5. So let's go to the calculator. Type it in, and you don't have to type it in. You can use, really, okay, you can use 0.33333 x to the third or 1/3. I'm going to use 1/3 because it might be best, but you can play with it and see what you get. Parentheses, 1 divided by 3, close parentheses, raised to the 3rd power, minus parentheses, 5 divided by 2, close parentheses, to the 2nd power, x to the, oh, I didn't do x, did I? Sorry. I suck. Hold on. 2nd, y'all just let me do it. Didn't say a word. Appreciate it. Y'all just wait until I get screwed up and wait at the end, right? And then you say, oh yeah, I thought they were supposed to be in there.
I'll read the 2 that was.
Yeah, go ahead and read your email. Take you 30 minutes. Glad you could join us.
She's early than you.
I know, she's early late. Plus 6x minus 12. Y'all with me? That's the way I would type it in. Hit graph. And of course, it's probably not going to come up. It might. Okay, there it is. Now, what should you always check for with exactly, the odd exponents, you always need to check the saddle for hidden what? Behavior. I'm going to go to Zoom. I'm going to go to box. I use box. If you want to use box, that's good. That's fine. I'll show you what to do here in just a second. Zoom box. And I'm going to make sure I get the x-axis and the y-axis and the hidden behavior. I'm going to go down below. I know the y-intercept, so I don't have to do that. What's the y-intercept? What's the y-intercept for this function? Negative 12. Good job. Now I'm going to hit graph. Oops, I'm sorry. Zoom. box. I gotta do it again. I should have hit enter instead of graph. Where's my cursor? Oh, there's my cursor down there. It's a whole lot easier to do this with your calculator versus a mouse. Get your stuff out. What are you waiting on? You're not supposed to be whispering. Hurt my feelings. Make me feel bad about myself.
No, you said somebody emailed, so I was like, oh.
Yeah, the email that nobody reads, so don't worry about it.
Did you tell us not to come to class?
Yep, told you to bring biscuits.
Oh, bro, I could have got you.
All right, there it is.
What's wrong with it?
Now, it looks like you still got to zoom in right here to make sure, but let's look at the window because they're asking for a window here. So let's window. There's your points, -1 to 6 and -9 to 2 or 3. So find the best one that'll fit. That right there, of course, it's not A and it's not D. So it's one of these two, and it's not B because your Y min and max is nowhere near 20. So the closest one is what? C. That's not a big deal. I don't use the window, so I don't care if you do or not. All right? So I use Zoom window or Zoom box. That's what I use. All right? Local max. All right? Let's go find more hidden behavior because evidently they're asking for a max. We got to find. So I'm going to go to Zoom box, and I'm going to the saddle. Like I said, this is a calculator drill. So you should spend probably 2 or 3 minutes on this, on homework. Just make sure you can use your calculator and find what they need. And it's a whole lot quicker without a mouse when you're using your fingers on the keyboard. Okay, there's my hidden behavior. And as you can tell, there is a max and a what? There's the max, and there's the min. So now we're going to second, trace. And I'm going to find since it's on the left and we read from left to right, I'm going to find the max first. And I put a left-hand side. Do you have to do left and right? Well, you have to tell it where to look. But also the left and right narrows down the mathematical calculations. So it doesn't take what? A long time. And the guess. And there is your max. There it is. So write down 2, -7.33. And now let's find the what? The min. Second, trace. Min. And go over here, and I'm not even going to put it close. I'm going to put one right there, and then I'm going to go way over here, and I'm going to put one way over here on the right. And then I'm going to go down here, and I'm just trying to show you that it really doesn't matter where you put it. And there's a guess. Deal will give you. And there is the min, 3 and -7.5. That's it. So this is a good test question because 1, it's on the calculator. It's a calculator drill. 2, it helps you find the min and the max and the hidden behavior. Remember, the hidden behavior is usually going to be in the saddle. Usually with a cubic function or an odd function, it's pretty although you will have quartic functions that look like this. Oops. Looks like that. In other words, you have 2 little valleys right here. Okay? So there is, but it's easier to see hidden behavior with a quartic function than it is with a what? Than an odd function. So just remember, whenever you see one of these from 4.1 and 4.2, and that's all you're going to have on the Unit 4 test. Remember I told you, there's a Unit 4 test. Did anybody read the email?
I did just now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Best time to read email is during class. That's the best time to read an email. Anyway, go down to assignments and look at there. Unit, it's supposed to say Unit 2, Chapter 4. I'm sorry, I got to change that. It should have, that's Unit 2 test. It should say Chapter 4. But anyway, hit enter, and I'm just going to show you a couple of them. There might be a little bit of Chapter 3 on there too, but mainly it's got some Unit 4 on it. That's completing the square. Y'all know how to do that. Somewhere on there it's got some, there's where is the Unit 4? There we go. See how easy these questions are on Unit 5? What is that? Is that an even or odd?
Odd.
So it's going to be
And it's
this one
positive.
right here. Okay, why is it going to be that one?
Because
That's negative. So that's the kind of questions I ask. Okay, that's quadratic, that's completing the square. I don't want you to forget completing the square. That's why I test you on it on this one also.
I see that.
Well, you can't say I hadn't taught you how to complete the square.
Definitely.
You also don't want us to forget that your favorite way to be contacted is through carrier.
Exactly, yep. Okay, I don't know why it's taking so long, but that's the test. I need to change it. I need to change it to say Unit 2, Chapter 4 or something. Here's a Unit 5. These should be simple tests for you. They shouldn't be too difficult. All right, so let's go back to the homework. So here's that's number 8. Delete. Number 10. First of all, is it a test question? Yeah, it is. First of all, it's a quartic. That means that your min is down here. We will check for hidden behavior, but I can tell you right now it's probably not going to be hidden behavior, because usually an x squared, you're not going to get a lot of hidden behavior until you see an x to the 4th and x to the 3rd. You with me?
Yeah.
When you see an x to the 4th and an x to the 3rd, or x to the 5th and x squared, or x to the 5th, x to the 4th, that's when you start seeing hidden behavior. But with the x squared and x cubed, it's going to be hard to do that. But anyway, so let's go ahead and graph this one. This is a calculator drill. So y is equal to, and I'm going to type in 1 over 1. I'm saving what? Typing time. I'm just going through and changing x squared minus 6.25, and I'm going to change that to parentheses, second insert, parentheses, and take that x squared out. And then what? Plus 9.765 plus 9.765.
Look at that.
And make sure you graph it.
Look at
And I don't know why it's taking so long, but I'm going to hit zoom. And you can hit standard or fit. Fit is there she is. Now, you can zoom if you want to, or you can hit zoom standard. I think that's what they got right here. There you go. And of course, if you want to, let's see what they asked for. Okay, it does say hidden behavior. Which of the following windows? Okay, so let's go in. I'm going to zoom, and I'm going to box. I'm going to go down here and find my cursor. I can't find my cursor. Where is my cursor? There it is. All right. I'm going to go way in here and hit enter. Y'all should be on your calculators. I don't know why y'all not using your calculators. Guess y'all don't need to. I still don't see any hidden behavior, but I'm going to zoom in again. Now here's where you can zoom in and not have to work too hard because some of y'all, are very lazy. So zoom in and set the cursor right there at the vertex and keep hitting zoom in. And I'm going to hit it again.
I think it's that it goes beyond 0. It's like you have to go 6.2 times 10.
Maybe that's the hidden behavior. It looks like he's sitting on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep zooming until I see something because evidently they're trying to trick you. Am I going to put one of these on the test? No. Not this, you got to zoom it 5,000 times. I'm not going to do that. That takes too much time. I'm going to hit enter again. Okay, you see it? It's starting to go under the what? It's starting to go under the x-axis. That's what they're looking for.
That.
I know.
They gotta be that extra.
I think that's a little bit ridiculous.
Yes.
There it is. And they're probably going to ask for the vertex. So if you look at the window, my window is very small, 3 to 3 and 0 to 0 as far as the min, negatives. So I would go something very small. I would go the smallest one. Looks like B. Nope. No, here's the smallest one right here. That's a small one. That's smaller than that one. I didn't see that one. Okay, and the x-intercept. Well, you're going to have to zoom back out now. Now that you found the hidden behavior, you're going to have to zoom back out. So this one's taking a lot of time. Zoom out. And I'm going to go up here. Now, you could go to table. I'm going to hit one time. All right. See, it's hard to say. So I would go, what is the x-intercept when y is what? No, when y is what number? 0. So go to table and find out where y is 0. Well, it's going to be kind of hard to find, but you see a 0 there at 3. So just mark 3. Keep 3 in your head. Let's see if we can find another one. What's that noise? Yeah. Yeah, 4 is 0.0765 or 0.765. So there's one at 3 and one at 4. So you're going to have to zoom in to 3 and 4. So zoom. I'm going to zoom out. And I'm going to hit second trace. And I'm going to hit 0. And I'm just going to get around 3 and 4. So there's 3 left bound. I'm going to move over until I get to the left of 3. Right in there. Looks like it crossed right in there. And go down right in there. And then I'm going to pick a guess right in there. May take it a minute since it's so small. Okay, yeah. Let me go do that again. So, second trace. Well, this is not a good test question as far as. Let me try it again. Second trace. I'm going to have to go second trace. I'm going to have to go way over to the left, like 2.9 or something. Let's try there. And then, what? Did I not hit second trace? Second trace, 0. And that's a good one. And I'm going to move right. I'm going to at least get 3 down below it a little bit right there. And then there. Okay, there it is, 3.1. Does everybody see that?
Yeah, I made 3.1.
This is not this is way too tedious for a test question. I hope I don't put this one on there. But, and then you have to go over to the other side. So I don't know if it's going to take us, we're going to have to zoom out probably. Yep, we're going to have to zoom out. So zoom out and then do the other side. And I'm just going to kind of guess. There it is right there. So I'm going to hit second, trace, and 0. And the left side is going to be right in there. And the right side is going to be above the x-axis. And then right in there, 3.15. And that is how you find an extremely tedious x-intercept. Not a good question for a test. It's a good question for homework, but not for a test. Capiche? All right. So I'll type in 3 here and 3 again, and it should give you the x-intercepts and check with what we got. What? Oh my gosh, that's all they're going to, okay, there it is. The x-intercepts are 3. And it should give you the 2 x-intercepts. I don't know if they want it in commas and all that, so there it is. 3.10, 3.15, and 0. So you need to put the parentheses around it. You need to put commas between the x and the y, and then you need to put a comma between the parentheses. Capiche? So that's an okay question, but it's not a good test question. That's number 10. 16. I hope this was a little bit less tedious. For the function, use a graphic calculator to find the parts, x-intercepts. Okay, let's do this one. So let's see if this is a good calculator question. So y is equal to 2. I'm just going to redo this one. 2, if it'll let me, because I got to, there we go. Won't let me move it. Okay, so 2x to the 4th, 2x to the 4th, plus 3x to the 3rd, minus 19x squared, minus 8x, minus 48. And graph, and hit zoom standard. So zoom, whenever it gets finished. Standard is 6. Oh, God. Zoom out. I don't want to have to go over these calculator drills in class, but and of course it's going to be way out there. You're going to have to play with this window. Okay, you know the y. Okay, let's play with the window. What's the y-intercept? Negative 48. So I'm going to make my y, let's go to window. I'm going to make my y negative 100. So negative 100 to maybe 50, positive 50. And then, I don't know, y max, I'm going to try negative 10 to positive 10. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but I'm just trying to see. is starting to come in a little bit. So I might need to bring the, see this Y here doesn't help us, does it? The Y above, so I'm going to change my window. I'm going to take the X-min, I meant the Y, I'm going to change the Y max to 0. Everybody with me? Why? Because anything above the X-axis, is it helping us? No. And I'm going to change the negative 100, I'm going to change that to negative 50. I'm trying to zero it in. You can play with it afterwards. Okay, we're starting to see, okay, I don't know why it's not showing us the y-intercept. The y-intercept is negative 48. Let me go further. Window, negative 60. Graph. Enter.
Oh, there's a
Well, right now I'm just trying to find it. Okay, why is it not showing the y-intercept? Okay, maybe it's below, so we have to keep going. I'm going to zoom out. Zoom out. Now, is this normal? Yes. Sometimes you have to play with the graph. You know, I don't know where my cursor is. I think that's it right there. I'm going to hit enter here. You have to play with the graph. And it's still way down there. Yeah. So
I found it.
all right, give me your settings. What is your X-min settings?
Oh, window, I have X min is negative 40, X max.
Okay, give me the Y.
Y min is negative
Okay.
Y max.
137? I don't think you need that. I'm going to put 0. Still not doing it. So I'll change that back to, I don't know, that wouldn't, you said negative 262? It's not showing up. Negative 270. Anybody got any other window readings? Because mine is not showing up. Yeah, it's like if I got mine typed in right. 2x to the negative, 2x to the fourth, plus 3x to the third.
485 is 48.
That, I knew I had something wrong. Okay, negative 48. That's why I could never get it. I suck. Everybody's supposed to say, yeah, I thought something was wrong after I find it. That's when you're supposed to say it. Now, of course, it'll show it. There, see? Now, that's why I couldn't find it. All right, see? Well, okay, zoom, and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom box. And I'm going to zoom in to that area. If I can find I don't know where my cursor is. Everybody see? Oh, there it is. I need to make that cursor a little bit bigger. I probably can go into settings and do that. But okay, here it is. Enter. Zoom box feature. That's one of my favorite features. You'd be surprised on how many people graduate high school and don't even know it. Okay, looks like I need to go out just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, I just need a little bit on my Y, don't I? So I'm just going to go to Window, and I'm going to set my Y max. Instead of a negative 126, well, Y max, I'm going to set it to negative 40. Graph. There you go. Now we feel good about ourselves. Now, which one's the min? Over there on the left. What's that one called? Local min. And this is the what? The max. So I'm going to find two of them, and I'll let y'all find the third. So second trace, and I'm going to find the min because it's left to right, and we read from left to right. So I'm going to go over and find it first.
What if we made it right to
Then you're from Middle East, Masalama. You're from the Middle East? Say something in Arabic for me.
Okay.
I don't understand why people do that. They go through 12 years of schooling, reading from left to right. And as soon as they get into algebra, they start reading from right to left. I ain't never understood that. All right, so the min is what? Write that down. 2.73 negative and negative 117.71. Second, trace. I'm going to go find the max now. So go over here. And left. Doesn't matter where you put it. Well, I thought I hit left. So aggravating when you're working with the mouse. Right. Damn Ukrainians.
It's Hunter's fault.
There it is. What?
It's Hunter's fault.
No, don't blame anything on Hunter Biden. He's a sweet boy. Negative 0.2 and negative 47.18. All right, y'all find the third one. Y'all find this one. Why don't y'all have y'all's calculator? We're just on two sections that is nothing but what? Calculator, and y'all don't bring calculator. What?
I'm watching you do it. Trace.
What'd you get?
I got negative 1.8 and negative 85.
Okay, let's look and see if you know what you're doing. I'm going to go over here and hit enter. Enter. And enter. We need to put you in charge of a Ukrainian nuclear or natural gas company. Negative 1.8 and negative 85.45. Now that's a good test question. The reason that's a good test question, now the reason we took so long finding it is because operator area, the nut behind the wheel, did not type in the right stuff. I typed in negative 485 instead of negative 48. Will you make errors like that? Yes. You just got to go back and check. Usually, if you're playing with a graph and you've zoomed in like 10 times and you can't find it, go back and look to make sure you typed it in right. Okay? But that's a good one because that is a quartic and it has a saddle. Why? See there? It's got a fourth and then it's got a what? When you've got a fourth and a third or a fifth and a fourth, or you've got two high degrees in there, you're going to have a saddle. Oh, you mumbling, or what are you doing? Oh, you're mumbling? Okay. It's because that's a hop and a skip from whispering.
Twister.
All right, here's another one. This, I don't forget what number it is. This is number 17. 17. Okay, that's a graphic. Oh, good gracious. All right, it says, all right, this is going to take the rest of the class. Just type this one in. All right, I'm going to type it in, and then y'all play with it, because I'm not going to, let's see, point, y is equal to 0.0, what? I didn't hear you.
It's going to have a saddle.
Yeah, it's going to have a saddle. So 0.0143, 0143, this thing is like a pain in the butt. 43 x to the fourth power plus minus 3.551 x squared oh, x to the third, plus 3.5, minus 6.181 x, I'm trying not to make a mistake, plus 57, and graph. Now, of course, you got to hit zoom standard because it's all screwed up. Zoom standard 6. Well, at least they give you the X and the Y. So look, what's your Y max? I meant your X max. 12. So let's go to window. And my X max is 12. 0 to 12. And my min 0 to what? 100? Zero to 100. Now hit graph. And I need to change my Y max to like -5 or min -5. So let's go to window and change the Y min to -10. There we go. Well, we can both see that it's going what? Below the what? So I would say probably it's going to be C. No? Okay, then I've got something really wrong here. Have I got it typed in right? Let me zoom out one more time and see if I've got it. Let me go down here and zoom out. Like I said, these are calculator drills. They're not meant for you to do it in a hurry. They're meant for you to... Okay, I've got something wrong. Let's go back and look. Y is equal to... All right, y'all check me out. Let's see. 0.0143.
You put x cubed. You said.
Oh, you forgot the x cubed.
Yeah, you
There's
forgot
a note
that.
that 0.424.
Oh, God.
And then you need to change the cube to super.
Minus, second insert, -424 x to the what?
Third.
X to the third plus,
Yes, plus.
okay, is that it?
Yes.
There it is. Is that it? Okay, then I'll just give up.
You put x squared. I said 3.551. It's supposed to be x squared.
3551 is supposed to be x squared.
There you go.
Oh, Lord.
I think you got it.
It's a whole lot easier doing this with your fingers than it is with a mouse.
Look at that. That's it.
Okay, so we know it looks like that. So which one is crossing and then going up? So B, it could be B or D. I'm going to go with B. It could be B or D.
A.
Okay. Based on the graph, around which month is the temperature about 70? So, of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to go back, and I'm going to do y is equal to what? Or I can go to the window and do what? I meant not the window, the table, and find when y is equal to what? 70. There it is. So you're going to have to do zoom window and find those points by intersect, or hit table, second table, and find where y is equal to what? 70. Now you're going to have to adjust your table, because look at you see your way, you're going to have to round to the nearest tenth or something. So you're going to have to go by tenths. So go to second table set, and maybe, I don't know, go 0.5 and hit enter. And now go to, and you can go to find the, see the dependent. If I want to find, let's see if it'll do this. Enter. Second table. I don't know, x is equal to 2. I don't know if it'll do this or not. Type in 70. And it's supposed to tell you, no, I can't remember how to do it. You might have to play with it. Table set, you can find out, and you can change that to auto, and change this to ask, and now hit second table. Okay, if I want to find where x is equal to 2, it'll tell me that. X is equal to 5, it'll tell me that. 7, it'll tell me that. That's my y, but you'll have to go and play with it, or go to the graph and pull up where those sections are being. So go to zoom, and then box, and go and highlight the left-hand side, and you need to make it as small as possible. All you got to do is get those intercepts. So I'm going to make it right there. And the smaller you make it, the better. And enter. And now you can see the intersections. And now you just go to second trace. Find the first intersection point. I'm going to find the first one and let you find the others. So I'm going to go over here. Since we read from left to right, I'm going to go over to the left-hand side over here. How many temperatures are at 70? 4. So there's left. And the second curve is there. And then my intercept. Okay, there it is. So your y is going to be 70. Negative 1.18. And then you're going to find your rest of them. There's 4 of them. 2, 3, and 4. Okay? There's 4 temperatures. I meant 4, what are these down here? Okay, these are months. Yeah. So 1 month, there'll be January. Or what did we get? 1.18, so January. A little bit technically over January. Probably February. 1.18. 1.18 would be right in there. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so that'd be a little bit over January. And then, of course, if you came out with 3 right here, January, February, March, that would be March. And blah, blah, blah. Let's get this last one out of the way. 4.2, number 7, probably the long division. Yep.
Oh, God.
Divide. So let's do that one, and that's where we're going to end class probably, since we only got freaking 10 minutes for class. Monday, Friday. Stupid Pendleton campus. X squared plus 0x plus 3 into, and this is a test question, 4x to the fourth plus 0x cubed minus I don't forget where I was, 4x squared plus 0x plus 3. Now let's check to make sure all place values are taken up. Let's see, that's x to the first, and this is x to the 0. 4, 3, 2, 1, x to the 0. So that means all place values are taken up. So now we're ready to start the problem. How many times will x squared go into 4x to the fourth?
4x squared.
4x squared. Good job. So now we multiply. 4x squared times that is 4x to the fourth, which it should be. 4 times any 0 is what? 0x cubed. And what's 4 times 3? 12. X to the what? Second. Now I'm going to take my red marker and I'm going to distribute the negative that we subtract with. So I make a little negative there, a little negative there, and a little negative there. And what happens to that first column always? It always cancels. So that's going to leave 0x cubed minus what? Minus 16x squared. And the 0x comes down to what? Help out. How many times will x squared go into 0x cubed?
0x.
0x times. 0 times x is 0x cubed. 0 times everything is 0x. 0x. You can add squares if you want to, but it's not going to make any difference. Why? Because the 16 is going to come down. Okay? Negative 16 plus a negative 0 is negative 16. Plus 0x. And then what? The 3 comes down to help out. How many times will x squared go into negative 16x squared? Negative 16 times. That's negative 16x squared. 16 0x. 16, negative 6 would be negative what? 48? We always subtract, which will make either make a big, it'll put a big one out here like that, if you want to do it that way, or it will make 3 little if you distribute. And what happens to the first column? And that leaves you with 0x plus what? Now, there's 2 ways to write this answer. And you need to make a note of this for the test. One way is like this. Just remember, 2 will go into 7 how many times? 2 will go into 7 3 times. And that'll make a 6. And then minus, that leaves 1 remainder. 1 over what? 2. That's what they did right here. Okay? The other way is to write 3 with a remainder of what? 1. Okay? Let's go back to pre-algebra or basic math. This is an example back. Okay? So this one right here is written like that. But I could go 4x squared minus 16 with a remainder of what? 51. So you can have this answer, or how do you know? Well, they will probably take both answers. It should. Capiche? All right, now that takes care of all the homework questions, so I still haven't finished 4.2, but let me go ahead and say this for the online class as well as you. The rest of 4.2 is calculated. The only thing I've shown you, this right here is the rest of 4.2 because we had to add a what? We had to add this. Okay? On the one we did, what was it, Friday? What was the last day we did? The one we did Friday, it wasn't like this one. So you have two long divisions, and you have calculated questions. That's what makes up 4.2. So y'all should be able to finish the 4.2 homework. All right, y'all get out of here. I'll just say everybody was here today. This already halfway through the semester, so I ain't worried about it. Y'all get out of here.